Hello and welcome to Nathan's Garage. Here is a little glimpse into the future. Today we get on with more Poppy's Patina. What else do we do? Wiring, which I do very, very quickly and lots of, but it only takes like a minute if that, so don't panic. Painting lights, repairing lights, painting reflectors, and lots of other fun stuff like that. Poppy's Patina, lacking patience results. So we're a bit stripy, so we're definitely going for a second coat, and we've got, like I said, there's a load of lint coming off, so we're definitely gonna grey Scotch Brite it and do it again. I have to figure out the ratio cup. I don't even know if I'm using that right. Some of you guys may have been shouting yesterday, but because so little liquid does so much, I kind of threw a lot away yesterday and I didn't want to, so I'm going to prep the whole car, and the whole car's going to get done today. Absolutely everything is Scotch Brighted, acetoned, well, brake cleaned, acetoned, wax and grease removed, wire wheeled the roof just to smooth the rust down, done all that in here, and now I realise I have no idea, or had no idea, how to use a mixing cup. So we want 8-to-1, and I never knew that. That means over here, that means so if I've got product and then hardener, it means the product is the first one, and then the hardener takes it to the second one. Yeah, I didn't get that. So that means I'm going to be splitting the first one because I'm doing half gloss, half matte. And then I'm going to be doing hardener to top one. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess you learn something every day. I wonder what ratio I did. Right, we're definitely getting down to the bitty stuff. So, as to whether I've done this right, who knows? Because it's very, very possible that I got a ratio off or a technique off or something. I expected it to go on smoother and look smoother, and I think I did. The ratio's right, 8-to-1 second time. Now, if this product is exactly the same as the two-part clear that I used on Cal, I think I would prefer to do that. Now, if this has some kind of like additive or sealer in it that is actively gonna stop, you know, the rust moving forward, then, you know, I don't know, maybe do more research and try and figure out a few things. I can, and probably will, touch a few bits up and then wet sand it, I think, to try and make it a little bit more even. Yeah, I mean, I tried the application pads, I tried a brush. Don't know. I just don't know if I'm completely sold. And I'm 99.9% sure it's me, because this company has a great reputation and never heard a bad thing, apart from me. Okay, so moving on. Got all that sanded down, treated, got the red oxide primer on it, the rusty metal primer. So that'll get blown in with some almond tomorrow. Just saw a very, very sneaky, I don't know if you can see it. You see that water line halfway down the wheel well? Well, I just seam sealed that seam, because it seems that seam is leaking. So I'll get that painted and I'll do the same thing, because, you know, if you had a carpet or something in there and it was leaking, that is not fun. So that is that. Then we have acetone open, which we shouldn't be doing, but we've had pretty good progress. Come on, close. We've had pretty good progress on figuring out what we have and what we need steering wise. Got it all in a checkout right now at J-Bucks. Hopefully they have it in stock. Justin, the Critter1 on Instagram, has helped me out with this bracket that me and Volvo Yoda broke, getting the car to move, unfortunately. Painted that, because that was just manky. That's that. Oh, hood. So yeah, I gave the hood a huge dousing of this stuff. And again, you know, we'll see. I have no idea how it weathers, how it settles down, how it does it go more dull when it gas is off. I mean, it's, you know, it's gone off. It's all hard. I only did it a couple of hours ago. So anyway, that's that. And again, fenders. Redid them, so Scotch Brighted them back, redid them. Same thing, exactly the same thing. It's all turned out exactly the same. And I put a little bit more matting agent in the clear when I was doing it with the brush the second time, and it's still pretty shiny. Is it shiny, less shiny than it would have been? Probably. I don't know. But we will be doing some fenders on for the final time tomorrow, with bolts, with gasket, with flashers, all that kind of stuff. Rear fenders, I'm going to fully fit them. They may need to come off if I have to adjust the torsion bars, so those will be getting coated tomorrow. The license plate cover will be getting coated in this stuff tomorrow. I could fit glass tomorrow. Could. I've got wiring to run. We have a new wiring loom that I'm going to put in. We'll put some kill mat on the removable firewall. Yeah, I mean, once I've run wires, there's no real reason to have these open. And these are the opening doohickey jobbies. So that's a job on my own. Front and rear is, may employ wife-tastic on that one to help me with it. Because Charlie, who usually helps me, is away. How dare he go to on holiday for his honeymoon. But, you know, people will slack. Yeah, we have stuff to do. You know, it's a funny feeling at this point. I always stall a little bit because you start to put stuff back on, and there's always going to be something that would have been easier if you didn't put that one thing on. And I'm trying to figure that out now. And with it being the first time I've actually done a Beetle, I don't know. So stuff will happen tomorrow. And it will look even more car-like and even more complete. A little nerve-wracking, but exciting. This morning we will start to put stuff on that's gonna stay on. Let's carry on the theme. I don't know whether I'm gonna do seals for this. So I wonder whether any kind of airflow may help me. I mean, what's gonna be in here? Probably nothing. So we'll see. Don't know, and then just put some plugs there, because that's obviously gonna leak water. So the finish is kind of the same. It doesn't even. I watched a couple videos this morning, and you know, the a little uneven, the finishes that people get. So whatever. It's completely protected, which is the main thing. One thing I did notice is I may have messed up putting this so far out, because these are opening windows and you may see that. I don't know, not 100%. But I think what we will start with is the front fenders. Let's get those on. Because what I'm doing now is basically freeing up space. So we'll get those two out of the way. I may even put the deck lid on. I'm not going to lock. I put the lock in CLR and white vinegar and dissolve the internals of it so it all exploded. That was that. Yeah, so I think it's front fenders first. God, that's something that could batter your head for days, trying to get the beading straight. Oh my word. Do I see a kink? Don't see a kink. I think I do a couple places, but can't spend any longer. So the fold down bits of the front, because we're a little bit bent at the front on both the front fenders, I'm going to need Wife-tastic's help to... I need an extra pair of hands, basically. Right, so just blur that in. You can see how different the almond is on the inside. You can't tell on the inside. But because this hasn't faded, this paint, you can tell. So I'll hit that with some sandpaper to age it in at least a few days. So let us put the... Oh, should I put the hood on? Got wiring to do. Rear fenders maybe? Rear fenders and trunk lid, deck lid. Yep, I think that's what it's going to be. Okay. This car really is so unusual. It has such concentrated rust in the weirdest of places. So like under here is fine, but like on top of here was like crusty as hell. So just, you know, wire wheeled it, black rust painted it, and then just did the hammered finished grey just to have a paint surface on there. But yeah, just wild. It's just so random where this car has been corroded. Anyway, let's get the engine cover on. Because new hardware is not in the budget this time, I am wire wheeling everything to within an inch of its life, because we've had a fair bit of corrosion. But you know, it kind of, I don't know, it always tells a story for me. So yeah, everything's been wire wheeled. I'm back on. Just got all the bolts in to do the wing beading on this one, and then I look forward and there's that. That's a drain. It's a miracle this car survived, because I think that is seam sealer or a plug. Oh, but the drain was plugged. That is insanity. That is absolute insanity. How did this car survive? Well, I have to say I'm very happy. So we got 4 fenders on, got the hood on, definitely messed with my head constantly, thinking I'm seeing bumps, which I probably am in the beading. Got the deck lid on, spring is hanging in there because I just nearly killed myself trying to get it in. So I think tomorrow we'll get the spring on, the deck lid spring on, and then we will run some wiring, because it's going to be easier to run the wiring with no windows in. Get that wiring run, the main harness anyway, you know, front of the car through to the back of the engine bay. That's the main one to get in, one I want to get in. And then I think we can start to think about the coating will have had another day to go off, so we can start to think about doing the kill mat and all that kind of stuff there. Then we're gonna do these side windows, which I'm kind of excited about, I have to admit. We've also got to modify the seat back, because that doesn't fit right now, guarantee that. So yeah, I have to admit, I am very, very happy with how she's turning out. Even kind of like that being dark. We'll see. We shall see. 'Tis another beautiful morning, and here's me with one of my other 5-minute jobs. It won't take that long. Wiring. It won't take that long, right? Right? Okay, we got to do this quickly before the phone overheats. So identified which is the front, which is the back, and then which is the bits that go here. Threaded the bit that goes to the back through this grommet. When I pulled the original harness, I tied a rope to the other end of it, because we've got to thread it behind here now. So there you go, it's just taped in 2 places. Then all the stragglers are taped as well. See how smoothly this goes. Rope's pretty long, so I can pull it slowly, it seems. Okay, let's see if we can engage the plain sailing. Huh. Seems not. So I tried pulling it hard and it slipped. So definitely need more tape, that's for sure. So I ended up wrapping it to that degree, and I could just see that end poking just right there. So I was able to get it with my fingertips and obviously pull a lot harder. And it is tight. I had a look with the camera and it's super tight. Like there's no extra room in there. Like, so these made it through. Hopefully they didn't get broken. Please tell me they didn't get broken. No, they're all good. So yeah, tape it more comprehensively than you think you would have to, because it is tight. After a massive excess of pissing and farting about, both of those flashers are in and wired, new looms. New harnesses are in, and now I'm onto headlights. And on that subject, we are still using the earth to unbend things, but I need to make a tool. Basically, I need to make that the same shape as the headlight ring itself. There we go. Just enough character left in it. We basically have all of the easy wiring run. So headlights, turn signals is all in, both sides. Door light, whatever it's called. Front to back big harness is all in, which is down there. And then rear lights are in. It's really nice having all clean stuff. And then obviously front to back harnesses there as well. And we just mixed up some more Poppy's patina and coated these. Then they can go back on. Oh, sprayed. Thought we'll see if we can get a little bit more light out of these. So the chrome was pretty good on one, okay on the other. And then I thought the actual housing itself, we'll do some silver, see if we can get some reflection. That's that. Yeah, headlights. So we broke down the headlights, and it seems we can get adjuster kits for up to 1966, but the new upright headlights, not really. So Wolfsburg West sell all the parts separately, but I may do a hardware store trip for like the screws that hold these on, and a few extra things. I've got some, it's just the heads are manky on them. That's the only thing, the heads are manky. Now, one thing that turned into an unexpected war was the vulcanized window seals on the pop-out windows that have had 30-40 years baking time, because I need to paint these black, and I also don't have the seals to go from this to the glass. I had them for the trim to the body, but not the other way around. Yeah, so those trims are like welded on, so I've got various oils and stuff soaking on those. Okay, what else can we do now? I'm running out of things to do because I keep hitting stopping points. Let's see about getting a rear glass in, as that really doesn't seem to take many parts. So I basically bladed it, razor bladed the whole thing, front and back, and then I actually did a grey Scotch-Brite because around where I assume rain and all sorts of acidic stuff had sat for 30 to 40 years, it had just not stained it, but I don't know, it was too much for a blade to take off anyway. So a grey Scotch-Brite around the edges seems to have done fine. It probably is some scratching in it, but I'd say that scratching is probably the least of its worries. Yesterday absolutely kicked my ass, so I didn't record much. Once I get frustrated and get my head down, just tend to do as much as I can without breaking stuff, throwing stuff, you know, standard car restoration actions. Why did it kick my ass, you might ask? One of the main things I want to do now is get the big things in. One of those being the rear glass. Now, I'm usually pretty good with instructions and diagrams. Not yesterday. First of all, this is a very difficult seal to get on the glass itself because it wants to be the opposite way than the way you want it. This inside edge wants to be on the outside. So, wrestled with it, got it on, all good. Put it in the car on my own, took about 3 goes, tickety-boo, everything's good. And then I thought I'll just double check the, a few videos on the glass, because I felt like the lip wasn't coming far enough of the seal. Seems I had flipped it and I had the inside on the outside and the outside on the inside. So I thought, okay, I've got to pull the glass. For a split second I was like, flock it, I'll leave it. But luckily, luckily I didn't. So I put my hand here and popped, and the glass flew out with me still here and bounced on the floor like 3 times and didn't break. So I should have brought a lottery ticket yesterday and I didn't. Oh well. Anyway, flipped the seal around. Took me about 4 goes to get it in. And by that time, there was a load of silicone on the inside of the glass as well, so it wasn't really staying on the glass. It was quite the event. And the writing. The reason why I've left the writing on is because when I bought the car, this is what was on it. And I don't know, the guy who I bought it off did actually want to see a picture of the car when it's done, so I thought it'd be funny to leave this on. So that's staying on for now. Everything else has been razor bladed and cleaned. There's no wiring for the rear defrost, and all of the contacts snapped off anyway, so that's not working. So that glass is in. Let me show you what else kicked my arse yesterday. These parts were actually some of the easier to do. Poppy's patinaed them. Seem a bit shiny, but it's fine. And then the next moving forward is the opening quarters. I had asked in various groups if I could use the same glass and just use Cal-Look window seals. And everybody said no, and then everybody offered to swap out their non-opening rear windows for my opening ones. And then I thought, I may not be putting AC in this car, so airflow is going to be important. Thus, the front quarter glasses are going to stay, and the rear ones need to stay. And then a few people said that they painted their trim so they look less conspicuously not Cal-Look. Let me show you. In dismantling these trims, I thought rubber that had been cooked in the California sun at 120 degrees for 40 years. That was an absolute war. To get the inner seal off wasn't so bad, but the outer seal, oh my word, it was an absolute war. But I got it done. So these are all wire wheeled where it was still shiny chrome, and then on the outside the chrome wasn't shiny anymore, so that just got Scotch brighted. And then this is a matte black Rust-Oleum, and I got a matte clear as well. It's a single stage Rust-Oleum, so I mean, what it's worth, I don't know. But I am going to leave these for a few days because there is going to be silicone involved in getting seals and glass back in these things. So I want the paint to be really hard and have gone off. And then I wanted her face back on, and we started rusting this. So, and then I may dust it with a little bit of the almond paint, and then that's going to get sealed in. And headlights, and I've got to do a little bit more research on the headlights because they have tabs which hold them in. So this is kind of replicated on the holder of this, and it dictates the angle, and that's not level, which is going to absolutely kill me. So I just wanted to get the headlights in. I don't have the connectors. Spoke to a very good friend of mine, and he has given me some links to some headlight connectors, because in the kit you just get those but there's no ground, so you got to make your own ground for the headlight bulbs, which come into this same ground here. Ran the I think, like I already told you, ran the wiring. I think we'll get those on today as well. Get the rear lamps built up. Did that. Sprayed them silver as well. Sprayed the bodies, or the internal silver, so we get a bit more reflection. So the chrome stayed chrome, but the body, I did some wheel silver stuff. So we'll get those built up and get the back of the car looking a bit more complete. Here we are at it again, JB Weld. So the bit that I inadvertently snapped off when I thought only 2 bolts held the lens on, that's getting glued back in, and we got a huge hit crack here. And I want these lenses staying on the car because they look like they've been cooked in the California desert for 40 years, and they have. So we'll get this repaired on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.